Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, English with Max Hart. In this video I'll try to help you to choose what to start with as soon as you've decided to learn the English language. Let's begin. Always I remind you that it's necessary that you download a PDF file, the link to which you can see in the description right below this video. There you'll find the transcript with the English and Russian version of what I say here, and some other bonuses like useful expressions and some examples with them. Well, the problem is what to start with. With the new words, or maybe with the grammar? Or should you start with listening to English speech first? Or is it better to learn the language by reading some literature in the original? I have a certain idea what to begin with. Of course, it's grammar. Everything that functions in any language is the grammar. Everything there is in any language depends on grammar. So grammar rules every language, and English is no exception to the rule. There are certain grammar structures and certain patterns that you won't be able to do without. Besides, there are numerous tenses in the English language. I don't want to say that they are all absolutely necessary for a start, but there are quite a few without which it'll be difficult for you to interact with the language successfully. Firstly, I advise you to start with the verb to be. It's just something that you'll come across every now and then. I can even say that every second English sentence contains this verb. So the first thing you have to make sure of is that you work on the verb to be. You can start studying it in the present tense as well as in the past. Luckily, this verb is relatively easy in English. It has only 3 forms in the present and just a couple in the past. Don't forget to make as many exercises on this verb as possible because the knowledge and understanding of this verb is fundamental. Actually, that's what I do when I start learning a new language. I start with the verb to be in its respectful language. It's important to notice that while you are doing some grammar exercises, you learn some new words at the same time. Thus, you develop not only your grammar skills, but also enlarge your vocabulary to a certain extent. Well, to a certain extent is the synonym to somewhat. Right, after you've finished with the verb to be, I think you should move on to the next step, and this is tenses. You'd better start with the basic tenses like present simple, present continuous, past simple, past continuous, future simple, and of course present perfect. These first 6 tenses are absolutely necessary for successful communication and for understanding the English speech. Another important step is learning the main structures like to be going to do something, or to have to do something, or some collocations with the verb to have and to make. Of course, these are only the basics of the grammar, but they are hugely important for the beginning of your studies. The next step after studying grammar is working with the new words. And surely working on your grammar will take you quite a lot of time. As for that, I've already told you my techniques about how I learned the new vocabulary in my previous podcasts. So I'm not going to do that again. If you want to, you can always watch my previous podcast and see the easiest ways to learn the new words. Now let's imagine that you have the basis of sufficient grammar and enough words to express a few ideas. What next? You have to improve further on somehow, but the question is, how? Here come 2 more options. You can start talking with the native speakers. There are several mobile applications for that these days. In case you are interested, I can make a special video about that. The other option, which I personally prefer, is to start reading books. At first, try the books which are simple, and gradually move on to some more difficult stuff. Reading books is an excellent thing. I'm going to make a special video about that. Finally, when you have synthesized your grammar with your vocabulary, and when you've put it on a new level thanks to the books you have managed to read, you are ready for a conversation. Find any people who speak English. It's nice that now it's quite easy to do. We have so many opportunities online. And start communicating without any fears of making mistakes. I guess that this is it. No doubt it all looks great on paper, but in reality you are sure to face loads of pitfalls. But what I can promise you is that I'm always here to help you. Feel free to write in the commentary any question that you might have. And don't forget to like this video, just as well as to subscribe to my channel in case you haven't done it before, and start working on your English right now. Best of luck, yours Max Hart, see you soon.